Hi, it's Charlie McCann from Stan James. Welcome to a preview of this evening, Wednesday's Champions League, Premier League football. Also, tomorrow night's Europa League and some wonderful, wonderful games. It's only a place to start, and of course that is at Old Trafford, where David Beckham returns. I think a 7-year absence. He hadn't set foot on the hallowed turf until last night, when of course he trained, but the reports coming out of the Rossoneri is that Beckham is unlikely to start. Poto is back, and again, if this were American football, he'd only be playing special teams. David Beckham, he has been a wonderful, wonderful footballer, but I think there's no gentleman going past Patrice Evra, but of course his set pieces, set plays are still something to be feared. He's 12-1 with Stan James to score a free kick. He's 2-1 to play 90 minutes. I certainly wouldn't be interested in that at all, but it's interesting. Who knows that maybe his Brazilian manager will pick him, thinking that fake. But the bottom line is it's 3-2. Had it been sort of 1-0 for Manchester United, but 3-2, so they've got to in effect win, I think, by 2 clear goals, the Rossoneri, and I can't see that. Ronaldinho is the player in form, and he has had a wonderful renaissance. Ronaldinho still, of course, not in the Brazilian team, and of course when you think that Robinho is, and Ronaldinho, who's been playing so much better football and so consistently for Milan this year, that's slightly surprising. United are 7-10, of course 7-10. This will probably be your Rooney back in the firing line. Rooney 5-1 to score a header at Old Trafford tonight. It is then 4-1 for Milan, and 13-5 the draw. I don't think Milan are a good team. Of that, there is no doubt, with a wonderful history in the Champions League, but they will be out come 10-10 this evening. The other game, we've got another fascinating game. Madrid, remember, they've got no Marcelo, no Xavi Alonso. They've got this wonderful course, team of goal scorers, whether it be Ronaldo, whether it be Kaká, whether it be Gonzalo Higuain, Tal. They really have wonderful. Some of the football they played in the last half hour on Saturday, and their wonderful comeback from 2 down against Sevilla to win 3-2 was breathtaking. But this is a Lyon team who've conceded 17 goals in 27 games so far. Okay, they're without Bastos. Bastos plays wide on the right, but without Anderson, they're without one other. But this is a very, very resilient Lyon team. Okay, they're not. Bordeaux is still top of the French league. Lyon are back in 3rd place. Bordeaux have got a couple of games in hand as well on 52 points, so they really should take the French league again, and of course they're in Champions League action next year. I think this is a fascinating game. Wouldn't it be interesting if Lyon scored first in the Bernabeu? Remember, the Bernabeu, first Saturday evening Champions League final, will be at the home of the Whites of Real Madrid. On to the Premier League this evening, and Burnley I think will win. They've already beaten Everton and Manchester United under the turf, more light, and I think Stoke will go the same way. I think that's criticism of Stoke and Ryan Shawcroft's tackle, I think, may have affected them. And of course Shawcroft's so important to the central defence. He's missing the second game of his 3-match ban, and I just think Burnley will nick this 8-5. I think everybody's given up on them, apart from maybe the most ardent of Claret supporter, but this in effect is a must-win game, and I think they may just shade this around about 2-1. But tomorrow night's Europa League games, I think some of them are wonderful encounters. Atletico Madrid, I think, will go through with Sergio Aguero, with Forlan. Remember, they were the team we put up. I thought they'd be playing Everton at this stage of the last 16, but they're playing Sporting Lisbon, who were flattered in the end to beat Everton by so much, but probably over the 2 legs deserve to go through. I think Atletico Madrid 8-11 with ourselves as Stan James. I think they're a decent bet. Hamburg as well. Hamburg, of course, 8-13 against Anderlecht. Anderlecht, a friend of mine, went to spy, if that's a scout, I think is the correct expression. Went to scout on Anderlecht centre forward. He's worth about £4 million. He's only a young kid. They think he's an outstanding player. But I think Hamburg will court the Europa League final will be in Hamburg Stadium. That's in the middle of May as well. I think Lille versus Liverpool is one of the ties of the round, and when you think Lille have scored more goals in the French league than anybody else against the Liverpool team in the last 4 games away from home in the Premier League. Okay, they scored 3 away in the Europa League, but that was against a poor side. But in the last 4 games against Wigan, Manchester City, Wolves and Stoke City haven't had 6 shots on target. And I think this is an interesting, and the market move is for Lille, 5th in La Ligue, and they've scored 52 goals, I think, in the 27 games, so almost averaging 2 goals a game, and this is a very attack-minded side, and whether Liverpool will be able to, and the great Torres will be able to pick him off on the break, fascinating. But 9-4 into 2-1 for Lille for Thursday night. The other English side, Juve are at home. Cellini is out of that game. 8-15 for Juve, 6-1 for Fulham. And again, I must say, people like myself gave Fulham very little chance, but aren't they wonderfully resilient, Fulham? And again, they 2 successive 0-0s in the league against Spurs, and they're not yet out of that FA Cup time. But the old lady, the Rossoneri, she is at Old Trafford this evening. The return of David Beckham. He's 12-1 to score the free kick. But the bottom line is those 3 away goals, those 2 Wayne Rooney headers in the San Siro. There is the difference between what could have been an absolutely sensational game. Do look out for Ronaldinho. He's in a different class to Robinho at present. But the bottom line is United will go through, I think, to the last 8 to join Arsenal in the Champions League last 8. Be lucky.